Good afternoon. My name is Micah Hall. Today I'll be talking to you about the pros and cons of hunting. Picture yourself in the woods, sitting about 30 feet above the ground, strapped to a tree, and in walks this massive 10-point buck. Think of the feelings that you would have while you were in that tree, but think about all the things that would come with that buck being there. That's one of the things we're going to discuss. A little background about me. I have been hunting since I was 12. I've hunted in 4 separate states. I have never hunted outside of the laws. I've always done what the rules, regulations, and laws tell me. I'm a firm believer that hunting is a positive way of maintaining proper deer population as well as other animals. It is a proven method to provide food, and I also believe that illegal hunting threatens people's ability to hunt legally and properly. Hunting in its rawest form has existed since man began. All right. Early on, men were hunting by using pitfall traps, spears, whatever they could manufacture. As time progressed, so did men's weapon. All right. Flash forward to the colonial times, the westward expansion of the United States. Man was hunting with muzzle loaders. You have a 75 caliber gun, you're firing a 73 caliber ball. This allows for some inaccuracy. All right. So you might possibly be shooting at the heart. Instead, you shoot a little bit behind it and you hit it in the lungs. Still an effective way to take game. Even today's most modern yet considered archaic way of hunting, using a compound bow or a recurve bow, is more effective than man's original ways to hunt. Today's weapons are much more finer tuned. They are faster, they're more accurate, and they can take down larger game. A crossbow today fires a 20-inch bolt or arrow at 385 feet per second. It is accurate out to 50 yards. It is big enough to take down a large white-tailed buck and have that buck drop within 100 yards of where it was shot. Today's weapons, firearms, your rifles, your shotguns, are also much more lethal. The higher caliber, the better your chance of that buck dropping in its track or that doe. If you're using a smaller caliber, it's going to move a little bit further out. Hunting for sustenance is the way that I hunt. I hunt to put food on my table. According to the Georgia DNR, food, venison, wild pig, turkey is higher in protein and lower in fat. It is healthier for you, and you're going to get literally more bang for your buck. You will provide more food on your table with spending less. Think about it this way. 1 pound of hamburger at the store costs you about $3 to $5. 100 pounds of deer meat will cost you approximately $1.25, because that's about how much a 7mm round costs right now. Hunting for sustenance takes out the weaker game animals. It takes out those that are potentially sick or potentially slower than the rest of the herd. Hunting for trophy takes out your larger game animals, which means it takes out your older game animals. This allows the younger, healthier population to thrive. Here's some information that I got from the Georgia DNR. The total deer population in the state of Georgia is over 1.2 million deer. The total number of hunters is 318,181. The total harvest last year of the deer population was 412,068. You can kind of do the math to figure out what that population that was removed is. Some of the factors that affect the deer population outside of hunting are vehicles. Death by vehicle for the population of the deer down here in Georgia was 13,545. All right, you buffer that up against the 1.2 million. That's about a 1% population decrease. The biggest issue down here is disease. Hemorrhagic fever, which affects deer during the summer times, affects 20,000 to 40,000 deer. Out of 1,000 deer that get hemorrhagic fever, 8 to 10 will survive. The other biggest issue down here is predation. Natural predators that attack live or adult deer or fawns. The biggest issue against hunters right now is hunting by illegal means. This is called, better known as poaching. This includes things like hunting outside of seasons, hunting outside of prescribed weapon systems, hunting without licenses, hunting over bait piles on public land. Penalties for these range anything with a max of being $1,000 fine and 12 months in prison. Repeat offenders will have their license revoked for the rest of their lives. Felons are not authorized to own guns. Therefore, if you are a hunter or if you are a person out hunting and you have a felony and you have a firearm, whether it's a muzzle loader or a center fire or a rim fire, you're committing a felonious act. If caught, you will seek your own stiff fines and penalties. The meat that is seized through poaching is given to food pantries. It is also given to needy families if that DNR agent knows of family, and it is given to the Salvation Army for processing and distribution. So these are some of the things that affect hunting. These are some of the pros and cons of hunting. Overall, and in conclusion, hunting is a great way to get out of the house. It is a great way to spend time with the family. It is a great way to enjoy nature. I take my children hunting. I take them each individually, and we get to spend time together as a family. Hunting is also a great way to manage a herd, or manage the population of wild game in a way that is much more humane than hemorrhagic fever, being slaughtered on the side of the road by a 18-wheeler. I'm sure some of you have seen the aftermath of that. Usually scraped out about a mile of road. Poaching or illegal hunting affects us all. You cannot accurately track the deer population if people are taking deer illegally and not reporting it. I strongly encourage you, if it is something you are interested in, to go out, learn how to do it properly and legally. I also strongly encourage it as a way to maintain a proper wild game population. Thank you.